So I am here at Pierre Bowring's booth. So Pierre, can you tell me what medium you work in?
Yeah, and glass blower.
Perfect. And can you kind of go through the process of what that looks like for you and how long it might take to kind of come up with the repertoire that you have to bring to the shows?
Absolutely. So the newest series I'm working on is the Splash series. And basically I take a gather of glass and I use little tiny chips of glass and I pick them up, and it's a very random process. So when I go to blow these up, I don't exactly know what it's going to look like. And it kind of turns out into whatever it is. And I like to think of kind of the cups as more like drawings or like little brush strokes. And then some of the vases I stack colors, and the color, again, does kind of what it wants. And I feel like those are a little bit more like paintings, or I have a painting background, so that's why it's all coming back. So as soon as I stopped trying to put paintings into my glass, it kind of came out. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So, yeah.
Serendipity, as it were.
Yeah, exactly.
So what makes you want to participate in the Ann Arbor Fair specifically?
I have a friend, two friends, Caitlin and Ryan Lawless, and they have a company, Corbet Ceramics, and they live in Novi. Is that right? Yeah. And they told me to do the show. So I'm staying with them, hanging out with my buddy Ryan and Caitlin and their daughter Bo, and doing the show. So, yeah.
Love it. And love that you don't have to get a hotel during the season because it is crazy.
So, yes, absolutely.
All right. And can you tell us where you're based out of?
I live in Beacon, New York right now. So Hudson Valley, New York, about an hour and a half north of New York City. So it's a solid 10-hour drive without stopping.
That's quite the trip. So can you kind of tell us what that looks like traveling with a bunch of glass?
It's great. It's great until one of the cups starts rattling around the back of your car like 5 hours in. But yeah, no, it's if you pack it right, it's okay.
Good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So can you kind of talk to us about your favorite piece and show us and all that kind of fun stuff?
I guess I have two. So this is the rainbow cup. This is a new cup, Splash series. And then I also have this one, which in like the shade is kind of like this brown color, and then there's this like wild blue color that comes out, which is super beautiful, and it's got some gold in it. This color has gold in it, so that's why it kind of makes that blue iridescent color. But yeah, the rainbow cups seem to be doing pretty well, and they're fun, and who doesn't like rainbow, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone loves
Yeah.
rainbow.
Yeah.
So can you walk us through a day at the art fair as an artist? So what is it like getting up in the morning and kind of setting up here?
Yeah. I got here like 2 hours earlier than everybody else, I think. Yep. My buddy was like, "What did you do today?" And I was like, I don't know. I was organizing. Yesterday I got in a little late and kind of was organized and not really. And then today I feel really comfortable about my booth. It's a new setup. So, these shelves are new for me. I'm not used to having, it's funny, each show is different. So I'm used to usually having some storage space.
Okay.
There's a patio behind me with people eating food, so I can't just put boxes up,
Not a lot of room for glass.
Right. So, and then the car is not super close. So there's a lot of things that you don't necessarily think of that come up, but yeah, I mean it's challenging, but it's also fun. I used to be a chef, so anytime something's challenging, I'm like,
You're in for the chaos.
let's go. Yeah. Yes, exactly. I'm in for the chaos. Yes. 100%. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much all the questions I have for you. Is there anything else that you want to add that I might have missed?
No, you can check out my website at bowglass.com.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Pierre. Appreciate your time. Things that you guys are excited to see today?
We're just kind of browsing, looking for like pottery, looking for a replacement purse, practical.
Yeah.
Practical, things that we can bring into the home.
Exactly. Right? Like we're not looking for 10-foot sculptures today.
Not today, but we passed some absolutely beautiful things, maybe for the future.
Right. And what are some of the favorite booth or displays that you guys have seen so far?
They had a really cool one that it was like beautiful colors, it was hand painted, and then it had like a little teeny animal, and that was it.
Oh.
And just the colors and the detail, it was beautiful.
Oh, incredible.
I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. So where are you guys visiting from, or are you guys local?
Yeah, Plymouth, which is like 20 minutes away. Yeah, 20 minutes away.
We love it. And how many times have you guys visited before?
First time here. So Plymouth has an art fair, but I've never ventured out to the Ann Arbor one, and it's obviously the Plymouth one on steroids. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. But I've been here like every year, so 30 times,
Yeah,
you
super
know.
close by,
Yeah.
so it's not a long trip.
Yeah.
And what do you think makes this art fair uniquely Ann Arbor?
The art is super cool, but what makes it Ann Arbor is just walking around and seeing all the cool people.
Right.
Yeah, the people who've got like just unique outfits on,
garb.
and
Beautiful
the
garb.
garb. Yeah, that's what makes it Ann Arbor.
People watching, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is prime people watching locations. So that's all the questions I have for you guys. Is there anything else you want to add? Anything you want to plug?
I got my Christmas ornament for my Christmas exchange for Bunko.
Wow.
So
There you go. We love
There
it.
you go.
All right, ladies. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
All right. Enjoy the art fair. Have a good one. All right. So I'm in Jeffrey St. Romaine's booth. So Jeffrey, can you tell us what medium you work in?
I work with mainly graphite pencils, and pen, and I do a little bit of color digitally.
Awesome. And what made you want to participate in the Ann Arbor Art Fair specifically?
I've been doing this show for probably about like 6 or 7 years now, and it's always a really good show. I love coming up here. Ann Arbor itself is just an awesome town, so the show's always works out great for me. Yeah.
Love it. And where are you based out of?
New Orleans.
So what does that trek look like for you, bringing all of your stuff up here and setting up? Can you kind of walk us through that?
Yeah, it's a long 2 days of driving. Well, one really long day, and then a few hours the next day. But it's you get to love the journey along the way. You kind of get used to it because I drive all over. So, yeah.
So can you show us your favorite piece and tell us about it?
Yeah, I mean, we're standing next to a pretty cool one. This is a frame that I made with this. I got my hands on this broken guitar, and I was able to like just kind of chop it up and do what I wanted with it. And I thought it would go good with Willie Nelson. Add different little bits of rusticness to it, and you know.
Love it. And can you kind of tell us why skateboards specifically?
So I started this as a rideable skateboard company in New Orleans. After Katrina hit us, I lost everything, and I decided to do it just kind of on a whim. And people were like, "Hey, I'm buying this board, but I want to hang it up on the wall because it's a cool piece of art." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I transitioned that way and just kept doing it ever since. Yeah.
And would you say that your art now is still skatable?
It is still rideable. Yeah, it's works better for cruiser decks rather than doing board slides and stuff. Just because of the way I get the image onto the board, it's not the typical process that a rideable board is done. So yeah.
Got it. And can you walk us through a day at the art fair as an artist? Like, what does your day look like when you get up and get ready for this?
Get up, try to eat some food, but you know, just get out here and get the booth looking good again each day, each morning, and you know, the crowds are going to come out, and it's always great. It's always busy. People come in and out of the booth constantly. So.
And how many people would you say kind of visit your booth in any given day?
Thousands. I have no idea. That's a good question.
Fair enough. Right, exactly. All right, so that's all I have for you. Is there anything else that you wanted to add that I might have missed?
Not really. If people want to find my stuff online, it's skateboardart.com. Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
What if the city of Ann Arbor created a reliable, 100% clean, affordable, locally built, and community-owned energy utility? The city is looking to do just that by creating the Ann Arbor Sustainable Energy Utility, or SEU, a community-owned energy utility that provides electricity from local solar and battery storage systems installed on homes and businesses throughout the city. Learn more and share your thoughts on the proposed sustainable energy utility by going to a2gov.org/A2SEU.
We want everyone in Ann Arbor to be safe. Which is why Ann Arbor has a law requiring drivers to be 5 feet while passing bicyclists, pedestrians, or wheelchairs traveling on the road. Most traffic lanes within the city are at least 10 feet wide, so give half a lane width of space for safety's sake. This is a good way to measure how much space is required. And if it isn't safe to pass, don't. Be cautious, be patient, and most of all, be safe.
All right, so we are here with Catherine, who's standing in for our Aunt Patty. So what medium do you guys work in?
We do metal work, metalsmith, wire wraps, all that kind of stuff.
That's really awesome. So what made you guys want to participate in the Ann Arbor Art Fair specifically?
Well, my aunt's been doing art shows for 25 years, and we really enjoy doing the Ann Arbor Art Show. Been doing it for like 15 years, and we love all the people here, and just like being down here, really good shops, everything.
Awesome. So where are you guys based out of?
My aunt is from St. Clair, and I live Madison Heights, Troy, all that area, but...
Okay, so it's not too far of a hike for you guys. Yeah. Good. All right, and can you show us your favorite piece and tell us about it?
All right, so my favorite piece is right over here. This is labradorite, and it's purple. It's like a very rare stone. Everyone comments about like the color of it. And these little gems here, is this brass, I think?
It's bronze.
Bronze, yeah. And yeah.
Awesome. So can you kind of walk us through a day in the art fair as an artist? What does your day look like starting from waking up in the morning?
All right, so we wake up, we get ready, and then we bring our bags to the car, and then we drive here, and we unload all our bags, and we just set up, unzip everything, and then we put the jewelry out, and then, we just relax. People start to come. We do cash payments, card payments, all that. And throughout the day, it gets busier, calms down, all that. And we get food. We order food sometimes to our booth. And then end of day, we put our jewelry away. We sit down. We get our bags back in the car and drive home.
And how many people do you think come by your booth on a regular day, do you think?
Inside? Hundreds, yeah, I'd say hundreds.
Oh, that's amazing. So is there anything else that you wanted to add about the art? Like, can you tell us about the process of maybe creating a piece?
Creating a piece, first my aunt has to get the stones herself and get them ordered to her house. And she takes them, she has like this workroom, and she melts things, uses chemicals to create the outside. I'm not very sure, but...
So
hammers things.
Uses her torch on things.
Yeah.
And can you kind of tell us about maybe this labradorite piece a little bit more?
Sure. It's actually labradorite. It's set in bronze, and then I've added some detail at the top, little gems, pink tourmaline, tanzanite, amethyst, some bronze branches, and some little fine silver details. So just a little mixture.
Awesome. So she is the expert. So that's pretty much all that I have to ask you. Is there anything else that you want to add on top of that?
I just want to thank the Ann Arbor Art Fair for letting us be in this interview and just being here in general.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Catherine. Really appreciate it.
Yep, no problem.
All right, so I am here at Julio Garcia's booth. So Julio, can you tell me what medium you work in?
This is mixed media. I use oils, acrylics, and in some areas I use modeling paste to keep that 3D effect. My work is like relief.
So what has been your favorite thing about being a part of the art fair, the Ann Arbor Art Fair specifically?
We're doing this show for 17 years, and I have my favorite restaurants. I have many people that collect my work. They're my friends. Plus, we have amazing weather.
Yes.
No complaints. And inside this place, the weather is perfect. What else I can tell you? People is nice. You know, I feel very welcome.
And where are you traveling from?
I have a studio in Florida, Del Rey, and I have a studio in San Diego, California. So every time I come in to do a show in Ann Arbor, you imagine it had to be like 47 hours or 37 hours drive. Yes, long drive.
So what is it like to travel with all of your artwork through all of that driving?
Well, you know, that is the heavy part, driving cross country. But again, you have your favorite places. Sometimes it's several artists driving together. You know, I meet people in the casinos, for example. Right. So it's what we do. Almost 40 years doing this.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah. And no complaints.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, so can you show us your favorite piece and tell us about it?
My favorite, every piece is my favorite, but let me show you. When we're in the middle of the pandemic, for 9 months, I'm in my studio doing nothing because no motivation. And the galleries that represent me, they always call me and say, Julio Garcia, what's going on? You're not painting or nothing. It's not motivation right now. Everything is weird. So they tell me, and what is the thing you miss the most? Proximity, be close to people. So this is my favorite piece right here. Proximity is what represent to be together, to hugs and to the warm. Mm-hmm. And the whole collection, if you notice, is a lot of hugs and kisses and a lot of love. Right. So this is a collection of proximity. Mm-hmm.
All right, so can you kind of tell us what it's like as an artist in the day in your booth? Like, what does that look like for you, waking up in the morning and getting set up?
Well, for example, this is a very long show. This show ran very late. So, I don't know, it's a lot of work. We're lucky if we find a restaurant open. Right. So, I love it. I don't have any complaints. Some shows around 2 days, they finish 5 o'clock, and this is a very long show. So you have to be prepared for this show. Right. And it's one of the biggest shows in the country. They bring all the best artists in the country. I consider myself one of these guys. Absolutely. All right, fantastic.
All right, and that's all the questions I have for you. Do you have anything else you want to add about your art, your technique, your process?
No. We're so lucky to be back. Jesus, we miss this.
Right.
CTN Sports, bringing local sports to you.
so I'm here with Michael Monroe at his booth. So can you tell me what medium you work in?
Almost primarily acrylic paints, a little bit of mixed media like some pencil or graphite.
Nice. And what made you want to participate in the Ann Arbor Art Fair specifically?
Well, I live in Brighton, half an hour from here, and I grew up listening and hearing about the Ann Arbor show, so I always wanted to be part of it.
Very nice. And so you're based out of Brighton, you say. So that's not too much of a hike, so that's good. Can you show us your favorite piece and tell us about it, perhaps?
Well, I do wildlife art primarily. I also illustrate the children's books. The thing I've done lately is a lot of pieces on live edge wood and old barn wood. So I go out and I find the wood, I kiln dry it, paint on it. So primarily just one-of-a-kind original paintings on unique pieces of wood.
And can you walk us through the process of creating one of your pieces and how long it might take?
I use a lot of imagination. I don't rely on photographs too much. I just look at the piece of wood and I'll find something like this one has a really beautiful curve to the grain. And to me, I saw it and it looked just like a tree. Right. So I was able to kind of like look into the piece and figure out something, what it's telling me to paint.
Got it. That's amazing. So can you kind of walk us through a day as an artist at the art fair? Like, what does your day look like starting with waking up in the morning and coming down here?
Every morning, get up maybe 5:30, and we'll pack our lunches and everything that we're going to need for the day. Get here, and you got to reassemble your whole tent. It's not just zip it up for me anyways. We got to put the awnings up, and everything's piled in here, and you're pushing it out, and you're trying to prepare for whatever type of weather you have. So, for instance, my daughter here with the jewelry, she has an umbrella up because about 2 o'clock it just could be blazing hot, fans all over, put lights up because it can get kind of dark in here. So it's a job, but I love doing it.
And how many people do you think you see on a regular day in your booth?
Oh, maybe 1,000. I'm guessing. I don't know. It feels like it. I mean, it's like almost constant. 2, 3, 4, 5 every few minutes.
Right. Once it picks up, it doesn't stop, right?
Right. Yeah.
All right. And is there anything else that you wanted to add that I might have missed?
Nothing. I just, I think this show is probably like the best of the best artists from around the world. The guy across from me is from Dallas. A friend of mine is from New York. So, I mean, they come a long ways. They spend a lot of time here, a lot of money. And, we really hope that people come out and support them.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time, Michael. We really appreciate it.
Have a great day.